All right, good morning. It is 3 a.m. and we've got quite the adventure planned today. I'm going to be doing the rim to rim to rim. Overall, today is supposed to be somewhere around 44-ish miles and around 10,000 feet of climbing there and back. And so I'm really excited. This is like a bucket list item for me, so I'm glad I finally get to come out here and experience this. And today is just off to a very interesting start already. The roads coming up here were absolutely awful. And when I say awful, I mean awful. Like driving 20, 30 miles an hour on the interstate. Just crazy snow, the wind was blowing, it's hard to see. And then finally, when it started to clear up, I'm in a rental car, of course, and I run out of windshield wiper fluid. And for whatever reason, none of the gas stations out here had any of the things to like clean up your windshield. I stopped at like 3 or 4 different gas stations. None of them had the little squeegee thing. So I ended up having to get like a paper towel and wipe off the windshield. It was a whole mess. But anyways, we made it here safely and we're going to be getting started. It is very dark out, so probably won't do a ton of recording first thing in the morning. I'll start more once it starts to brighten up a little bit, because recording myself like this with the flash on is just blinding and it takes forever to recover from. All right, I'm gonna get moving. We'll catch you on a bit. I don't think we're gonna have to worry about any of that happening today. All right, so I just had a little bit of a setback. So I just got turned around for like 15 minutes, like wandering around, looking at the GPS on my watch, trying to link back up with the trail. It's usually how it goes, right? You get confident about something and then you get humbled pretty quickly. So just made it to Phantom Ranch, 8 miles in, so far so good. And then from here, it's kind of a gradual climb until you get to the rim. And then obviously it's a big climb. I will say I'm excited to not be going downhill for a little bit, but I'm sure I'll change my mind about that pretty fast. So I have a confession to make. I made a cardinal sin. I did exactly what they tell you not to do before any kind of race or big outing. I'm wearing something new. Not only am I wearing something new, I'm wearing new shoes, fresh out of the box. Long story short, I've been wearing Hoka Speed Goats for forever. I love them, they're great. They really don't have that long of a break-in period. But I knew this weekend was going to be wet, so I wanted a Gore-Tex pair to keep my feet dry because I cannot stand having wet feet. This was all kind of last minute. I went to order them, but they no longer make the Speed Goats that I had previously been wearing, which is the Speedgoat 5s. They now only make the Speedgoat 6s. So I had to order a pair of the 6s, which I've never worn before, and I have no idea how they feel. So that is what I'm wearing right now. So far, so good. They don't feel awful, but I will say they don't feel as good as the 5s typically do. So just really hoping this doesn't come back to bite me in the ass later. I just hit 10 miles, right around 3.5 hours in, and right under 21 minutes per mile average. So we're slowly starting to make up some time, which is good. I haven't really been doing much running on this section. It's kind of a net uphill, so I've just been hiking my ass off, which fortunately I'm pretty good at. And honestly, even if I was running right now, I don't think I'd be making up that much more time. So I'm probably just gonna keep doing what I'm doing for as long as I can. So something that's always a struggle for me on these types of objectives is trying to find that balance between physically pushing myself and kind of seeing what I'm made of and capable of, but then also trying to be present in the moment and actually enjoy what's going on and take everything in that's around me. It's super easy. Like default mode for me is definitely just put my head down and start grinding and work and kind of zone out. And then you blink and next thing you know it's over and you realize you weren't really present for a lot of what was going on. So I came into this with the intention of trying to be more present and in the moment and try and find a little bit more joy in this rather than turning it into purely a type 2 type of fun where it's miserable during, then you look back on it fondly. Trying to find a little bit more of a balance where maybe I can find bits of enjoyment during as well and not just retroactively. right, 15 miles in, right at 5 hours, moving at about a 20-minute per mile average right now. It's been a pretty gradual climb these last 5 miles, but this last mile or so, it's definitely started to pick up. And so that's why it's taking me a few breaths to get this one out. Overall, not feeling too bad. I will say my big toes are kind of starting to hurt, probably because of the new shoes. But other than that, we're all right. Only gets steeper from here. So just topped off with water at Manzita or Manzita, something like that, I don't know. Anyways, it's the last stop before the final climb up the North Rim. We've got like somewhere around between like 5 and 6 miles with the pretty steep climbing up to the top. And there's probably not any water up there. So it's gonna be probably 12 miles before I get any refill on anything. Onward and upward. So I'm almost 22 miles in. I'm about a mile from the top of the North Rim. And man, this climb is a doozy. It's warmer over here than I thought it was gonna be. And the climb is just relentless. No relief. I'm ready to let gravity do some of the work and start heading downhill again.
Halfway.
Yeah, man. I'm starting my descent, and it is much welcomed. Didn't really spend a whole lot of time up there. Personally, I don't like sitting down and taking long breaks. I feel like that's when shit starts to hurt, is when you sit down for too long, it starts to settle in. So I'd rather just kind of keep moving and just move slow. So I basically just went up there, pulled out some more food, a couple of Uncrustables, actually raspberry Uncrustables, which I was pleasantly surprised to find at the store. I didn't even know they made those. And then just started walking back down, eating on the way. 22.8 miles, and average pace is right around 22 minutes a mile. That should start to come down as I'm moving downhill. Onward. We're 27 miles in, right at 10 hours, and holding steady at a 22-minute per mile average. The problem with these downhills is that they're almost so steep, and like a lot of it's like big steps and it's almost some like scree and stuff like that. So it makes it kind of difficult to run. So I've really not been running much of it, which is why my pace is holding steady. But that's all right. There'll be a big flat section in the middle before the next climb where I might try and open it up a little bit. Or maybe I won't. Time will tell. So I just left Manzanita, or whatever it's called again. I filled up on water, took a little snack, took some Tylenol. We're back at it. A little bit more of a gradual descent now. Next stop will be Phantom Ranch, and then we'll start climbing out of here. It's been a beautiful day. Weather's been pretty great besides this morning, and obviously the landscape has just been like unreal. But I'll be honest, I'm ready to be done. Just hit 35 miles, right at 12 and a half hours. We're sitting at a 21:30 per mile average. I'm not gonna lie, I can feel myself fading a little bit. Almost exactly 10 miles left. My stomach's starting to get a little funky, and I am really dreading this climb out of here. We've got some clouds rolling in, so it may not be as hot, which is good, but it doesn't really matter. It's gonna suck no matter what. So we made it. But unfortunately, my trek is not over. We've got about another mile back to my car. So we'll catch up in a second. And we're back. Back to the car. Man, today was a wild day with that weather in the morning and then just those sustained descents and ascents. Because, I mean, typically in a normal trail run, you know, you've got, it's like some type of like rolling hills. It's not all at the beginning and all at the end like that and sustained for that long and that much elevation gain and loss. But man, it kind of wrecks you if you're not prepared for it. And I definitely wasn't, because this was absolutely a last minute thing. I think I maybe had 8 to 10-ish weeks of like true prep for this, which obviously after today, I realized that is definitely not enough for something like this. I faked my way through it, but I was not thriving, I was surviving. And with that, one thing is for certain, my feet are absolute hamburger. I haven't gotten the courage to take off my socks yet and actually look, but I can feel it and they are just killing me. And there's a few times during the run where I'd like accidentally kick a rock or something like that, and it would just be like sharp pains like all through my toes and stuff. Like I already know they're going to be an absolute mess, so I'm not looking forward to dealing with that. Anyways, overall today was still an amazing day. I feel like I did a pretty good job of taking things in and trying to enjoy the experience and taking the scenery and whatnot. I mean, the Grand Canyon is just incredible. The landscape is wild. It doesn't even seem real. It's so big. So it was cool to just spend all day out there and kind of see it from a different lens than what most people get to. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. Be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments below. I'll be sure to answer those, and I will catch you all next time.